Hi there, Virgo. Welcome to your mid-July 2025 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. When I said mid-July, I was like, whoa. Time is really moving quickly. I did your reading, but my other phone is, acting up due to water. So I am going to let that dry out, and I'm going to redo your reading. I also, yep. Why does this always happen? I've been saying in a lot of these readings that when I do general readings, that sometimes like relationship issues really can come up, and I'm like, God, if you only knew. Some of you know what these cards represent, so it's like unreal. And I keep getting the Strength card. It's like, whoa, what the heck? And I'm going to pick an additional card. Let's pick it from this deck. That's ambiguous. We'll pick another one. Okay. But the thing is, like, even when I do like an open topic reading, type of like a general, like open reading, I get love readings so often. So I just wanted to let you know that I have a second channel called Tarot Alchemy with Raina Moon. And my intention was to migrate all of my videos, tarot readings over there from here. But then I realized that I have to keep producing here so that I can so I don't fall off the ends of the earth with the algorithm. So what I'm doing over there is I'm concentrating on love readings right now. So I do have one up for July for Virgo, so you can go check out that second channel if you're interested in love readings. And that one that I have put out for July is actually for people in relationships specifically, or who have an ex. Maybe you've broken up, but you still have feelings for somebody, and like looking at the dynamics of that situation. And again, that's Tarot Alchemy with Raina Moon. Okay, so the heart of the matter with this reading, and this is for mid-July, is the 8 of Cups. Leaving what no longer serves you. And I often see this card as a pilgrimage of sorts, where a person it's not about abandoning anything. It's about, choosing to honor your feelings, which may have changed, and not just like stay in a situation that feels very stagnant. When I look at the past position here, we have the 10 of Cups, but it's in the reverse position, which can be like marital problems. Maybe something that seemed like a dream come true becomes a nightmare. And so when it's upright, the 10 of Cups can be family joy. So this could be disharmony within the family. Just things like that. And that can be quite dramatic. That can be quite difficult for people, because they may feel like everything has come crashing down. And I'm not saying that this is necessarily something that just happened. You've already had a lunar eclipse in your sign back in March, Virgo, and that could have been the catalyst, because, the sun was opposing it from the 7th house, and who knows what has transpired in the last 6 months for you. You are going to have another lunar eclipse in your 7th house of relationships, as you did last September. You're going to have one this September 7th in Pisces, your opposite sign. And maybe this is kind of a foreshadowing of that, because even in August, the eclipses can be active. The higher message is a 10 of Pentacles, which is being betrayed. And we can also interpret it as the end of a cycle, like the worst is over with, if you have felt like it's just been one thing after the other. This could be, we have this in the Major Arcana as kind of a similar card. So being able to see, I think especially if you've been in denial at all, Virgo, about how you were treated, this is like saying, yeah, I was cheated on. I was screwed over. And this could even be like in your professional life as well. Because sometimes people tell stories about their situation that sound really good, but they're not really accurate as to what is really happening. And I'm not saying that people lie to themselves. They simply, maybe they want to think the best about something, and it's really not the truth of what is happening. What crosses you is the Four of Wands. This is a card of a happy home, kind of like what we symbolize as domestic bliss. In the challenged position, it might be saying that because you don't have that, you can't have what you don't have. And maybe you're looking for something in this particular union that isn't there. That's your goal, but you're distorted about your current relationship and whether that can manifest for you. And a lot of people, they actually don't have that sense of possibilities. They actually do have quite a bit of blockage with that, because they didn't, maybe like growing up, they didn't have a really healthy image of what family life is all about. So everything was kind of distorted. And what's coming in is a strength card. And this is a card of being able to weather the storm, growing stronger every day. Think of that Chicago song. And it really is, to me, a card of coming through the fire. Ironically, this card is connected to Leo, a fire sign. And it's coming through the fire and being able to wrestle with lions. No, but I mean, seriously, being able to, become more concerned about your sense of dignity. Virgo is a sign that is very, very help-oriented, and that can make you an easy mark for people who are exploiters. And some of them are not they're just really calculating about it, but it happens regardless. They're very helpless people, and you want to help. So when you have that combination, what does it lead to? It leads to people who are very dependent, and a codependent relationship. And so getting stronger means to be able to identify that and nip that in the bud, so that you don't have to put yourself in that position like that. Because, obviously you deserve way more than that. And you may not really fully grasp that. You may think that, that's a bunch of platitudes, but it's not. And the sooner that you're able to appreciate that, the better. The outcome is the Five of Pentacles. This can be a card of lack consciousness. So basically, I think with the Strength card, it's kind of like being very, it's trying to recover from something that maybe this is even like past programming, but I do feel it's like with a person that you were with that may have tried to convince you that you were less than, and you may have bought into it to a certain degree, and now you have to face those self-limiting beliefs. I picked some additional cards. One of them is the Two of Pentacles. This, if you are contemplating leaving a job, you may choose to get a second job so that you have something to fall back on. In relationships, if you are trying to leave, resist the temptation to like start a new relationship so that you have something to step into. And also, I think just in general, this is about having a choice to make. Like, it's like kind of do or die right now. And I don't end on twos because they're too ambiguous. And I got the World card, the last card of the Major Arcana. So it really speaks to the end of an era. And looking at it that way can be very helpful because you can see that there are seasons of life. And even if you have raised a family with someone and you have these wonderful memories, you might see where it started going south, where you started growing apart. And when you do that, you're able to kind of go, whoa, wait a second. I get it now. And I don't have to make excuses for why I don't want to be in this situation. I can embrace the fact that I'm not meant to be in this situation forever. And that can be the beginning of being able to kind of do like the Eight of Cups and go on that spiritual quest. That I'm not saying, it's necessarily that you're going to travel, although I will say that the World card can be traveling, the world. Maybe it's somewhere far away, and maybe it has spiritual symbolism for you. Like they have this thing, I don't know if it's called El Camino. I think Shirley MacLaine wrote a book about it, about that pilgrimage. I think it might be in Spain. I'm not entirely sure, that people walk and it's like a certain pilgrimage. I love the idea of a pilgrimage myself. And I think it's not to suggest that something magical happens because you walk, but when you are very intentional about looking for transformation in your life, to me, that can really go hand in hand with some of these types of things. So anyway, that's what I have for you, and I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, be it astrology, the tarot, or both, please click on the link below for more information. Thanks for watching. Bye.